Blizzard Nation? Welcome back to Strictly Blizzness, episode 104. Huge shout out. Yeah, you got really surprised there, like, holy crap, you got it right.
Out to already?
What alternate universe are we in? Like, the huge shout out to Creative Edge and Edge VR Arcade.
As well as Werner Electric.
For making Strictly Blizzness possible.
I was just at Werner Electric last week.
Oh, really? Because I was like trying to set a recap meeting with them. Like, yeah, you and Kathy can come there. I'm like, I've never been there, but yeah,
I was just there. I had to go there for a different meeting with Rockwell and Werner, and it was
Appleton, right?
Yes,
okay,
and
cool.
It is amazing what
I'm
they
actually
do
looking
there.
forward to it.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
it's really really cool. So
cool. Well, now I'm looking forward to it, and I'll see if I can make it work on your calendar.
And they have a game room.
Really? That's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Usually it's a pretty good sign of when there's cool facilities like that or spaces of culture in a building when...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They have worked, so they've been around for 75 years. And one of the things that I like about businesses is when they pay attention to nostalgia. So for Trinks, one of our values is nostalgia because you don't know where you're going if you can't remember where you've been. And you have to take pride in where you've been, and you need to be able to know what obstacles you've overcome.
Right.
So they have in their lobby a big wall set up to nostalgia, which
That's awesome.
I ate that up. I thought that was the coolest thing.
There are certain moments in my 9 years that I choose to forget, but I am proud of all of it. Just certain moments, I'm like, what was I doing? Like, and someone else, it was last week, and now we're on a tangent, but like I was talking, someone asked if we had a certain partner. I don't remember the conversation. I'm like, yeah, I talked to him 6 years ago when I was really bad at my job. I'd love to have another meeting with them. But like, the things you know now and just how much it's changed in the community. And like, I don't know if even on this show, if a lot of people realize, like I was a TV sales guy, a higher end one, and I knew how to treat people when I met you guys, but I don't have a sports background, so it took a full 2 or 3 seasons to understand what we were doing, how to fix the rep in the community, and so
you went from selling TVs to managing sales / marketing because it was all of that.
A lot different,
so yeah. There have been some very funny stories. Yes, there have been some great aha moments for Ryan and some, oh my gosh, what did we do kind of
We're
moments.
in good shape now. You're in great hands, Blizzard partners. Just don't do the math. Yeah.
Well, or maybe you should check the math at least.
The math.
Anyway.
Boy.
Anyway,
Football. Some football across the board this weekend. You want to start with us on Friday?
Let's start with us. So for us, it's my fault that we lost.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Because I did not leave the viewing party soon enough. Had I left when I was supposed to, which was half, none of this would have happened.
Okay.
Because as soon as I left, things started to turn.
Well, was Maya there? Because then you have a problem.
She was, but she had left.
Okay.
That's when I should have left.
Got
when
it.
Maya was done and ready for bed, then I needed to leave because Brian left and I was still there.
It should have been the clock. Yep.
But no, in all fairness, it just was one of those games where we could not catch a break. And, Sioux Falls is one of our playing partners that obviously in our conference we have had banter back and forth. When Todd owned it, there was a lot of banter back and forth. But my only thing, and I found this out after, is the refs came in Sioux Falls gear. I don't know how professional that is.
That's not a good look.
That's not a good look. I mean, Sioux Falls looks good on people. It's just not, your refs should not be coming in sporting the other team. And I mean, we could, I guess, put our refs, we've been blamed for feeding them home-cooked meals that they call the games in our favor in our arena. But I don't see them, they walk in suit jackets, not Sioux Falls, or
they
not
come in dressed
Green
really
Bay
nice.
gear. Yeah. So I just thought that was kind of tacky, actually.
Yeah.
So
I got two things, and one of which will transition to the rest of the games for you, but I wanted to give a shout out. And it is public knowledge, unlike the Riggs thing when we broke the news on this show. Tyler in Sioux Falls, I saw his wife post a photo with him, who is my counterpart. He handles corporate partnerships there. I've had a lot of respect for him over the years. He came and visited us at a Packer game.
Yes.
He is done. That was his last home game. So he is working for a different company, still gets to live in Sioux Falls and do whatever he's going to do remotely, but that was his last game as a Sioux Falls Storm employee. So
oh, wow.
Yeah, so shout out Tyler. Thank you for always answering the phone when I call, treating our interns awesome when they attend the game, and just being good for the league for that long. I think Tyler had his hands in the Build Your Base deal because they're a Sioux Falls based company. So and another good one going to do something else.
Yeah,
so,
and good for him. I mean, video has always been his forte.
Yeah.
So,
oh, no, that's Eric.
That's Eric.
Yeah,
oh,
he's still there.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, Tyler.
Tyler, you're really good at video. Good luck in your new video job.
Sorry, Eric and Tyler.
We stopped the retraction before it had to happen. So
I appreciate that, Ryan.
No problem
always
at
looking
all.
out for me. I appreciate that.
No problem. The other thing, and I'll let you take it because I know you have notes. So I saw our Facebook page after the game. We were like, "See you next year, Blizzard." We're not eliminated yet by a long shot. A long could go on. Yes, this game counted for about a game and a half, as I heard Knapp describe it, because it affected all the tiebreakers. So it was a big game, but we are still in the mix.
Yes. So first off, it's when we talk about playoffs. So and depending on who you talk to, and you can talk about what we need to do all you want, but there's other teams that come into the mix as well, and that's why Knapp's talking about those tiebreakers. Yes, it's important. It was important for us to win that as having a better record with Sioux Falls, so there's that head-to-head play, but that comes the furthest down in the mix. I have my cheat sheet.
That's all good.
So
I feel like I caused some of that too, because every time I had a chance to talk, including on this show, I was like, this is a must-have game. And it really, in the scheme of the last four, was the biggest when it comes to head-to-heads versus Sioux Falls, overall record, our division, you name it, but we are still in the mix.
Correct. So we have to win against Quad Cities and Tulsa for sure, and those are both tall orders.
Yeah. We said it last episode. Tulsa will beat someone this year yet. We hope it is not us this weekend.
I really don't want it to be us because I'm going to be there. So, again, maybe it's me. If they're losing, right. I'm walking out at halftime. So, no, but it's – first off, it's in conference. So, it's your in-conference play. Then it's head-to-head. Then it's strength of schedule, which – strength of schedule just means whoever you played, the number of wins and losses that they've had. And then the very last one is the point differential then between all of those strength of schedule, conference, everything.
Yes. Yep.
So I hope I said that right.
I'm pretty sure
I try not to get down to the number 4 because to me, if you can't figure it out in 1 and 2, somebody's going to be really crabby.
Yeah.
really, really crabby. So for me, we just need to have it cut and dry. We as owners, and you might say, where did this conference thing come from? You guys don't always play the same number of times against each other.
Sure.
Well, as you know, if you've been following, our schedules are not Todd hands us, this is how you have to play, figure out the dates. It's we give him the dates, and then whatever falls into place with the opposing teams is what you play. So we don't have the luxury of the NFL where we know we're going to play in conference 2-3 times, conference division, whichever you want to call it. So we just have to go with what is there. As an organization of the IFL, we as owners decided that conference play was the most important. Sure. So that's where that came from. And hopefully it's cut and dry. On our side of the coin, it's going to be tough just because of everything that's going on with Sioux Falls and Quad Cities.
Their road is not as easy to end the season either. Sioux Falls plays against a buzzsaw of opponents. I would say that, though, I mean, they both clinched. The 1 and 2 in our division have both clinched now at this point.
Correct.
And they have on paper, any team can win any week this year, we've found out. On paper, the top 2 teams have a decent road to finish their season the way they started it. So,
so they'll have the home games. So somebody will be going to Massachusetts and someone will be going to Frisco.
Yeah.
And then number 3, to me, it looks pretty well set. It's the number 4 and 5 spot that have to duke it out.
Yeah.
And currently we're number 5.
Yep.
So it's not over yet, but this weekend is big, and then the following weekend is, again, going to be one of those must-have to win.
This weekend, as it is going into the 4th of July, no view party. So watch that one at home, scream at your TV, whatever you need to do. But we will not be out at a sports bar this weekend out of respect to our sports bar employee friends and our own staff of not being out on a holiday weekend. So
it'll be a good game. I'm really looking forward to heading to Tulsa and seeing that arena, seeing their production. I'm very, very enthused.
We did have a comment on last episode of Mitch Nolan had gone to a game in Tulsa. Did you see that? And
I did.
Got to hang out with Brian Noble and something about grabbing a beer with 80-year-old ladies. You can go read the comments, Blizzard Nation, but Mitch had a great dialogue with himself there because I didn't reply. So shout out, Mitch.
I just hit like.
You did.
So Mitch was at the viewing party and he came up to me. And I'll leave what our conversation, why he came up to me, and he was, Kathy, I'm so sorry about fan interact. And I'm like, it wasn't you, Mitch, don't worry. But then he was telling me about the days of being in the parking lot before a game when Noble owned our team and how he would come out and tell them stories about playing with the Packers. And it was pretty cool because we were talking about Larry McCarron and the antics that Larry would do the night before a game, which then he paid for during the game.
Oh,
and just stuff like that. So it was pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
But as far as the rest of the league goes, Arizona has clinched for the 14th year in a row.
Bay Area, they clinched this weekend? Yeah, they did. Yeah,
because they won.
Yep.
And that's per Kevin. So got it from the horse's mouth. He's in again. And shout out to them because, and he said it, and I think any time that you have a stellar organization like they have, I mean, they get it right with marketing, with coaching, going to the playoffs. It starts at the ownership level. The ownership has to dictate down the image, what they're expecting. All of that has to happen. Now, that doesn't mean that those of us that are 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, or 9th don't have that. It's just we have to get the rest of it underway.
Sure.
So kudos to Kevin and the Arizona
great
Rattlers.
Organization. I mean, you had sent me years ago on a trip with Joe to there, and that's when I forget his name. Is it Chris? No. Mm-hmm. It is Chris? When Chris was to Preston? Yeah. So that was awesome. Kevin spent some time with us. We met him out at the practice facility. It is a great organization. So, yeah.
Fabulous. What else you got?
You got it that time. I don't know who always says that. One of us says it.
We both say it.
Okay.
Equally.
Yeah, I think that's equal. I always try to end the show early. Let's hit them with it.
You tried to start the show with a let's hit them with it.
I did, yeah.
So there's that.
Now we have a link for some specific Blizzard gear that surfaces and will surface throughout the summer. I don't think it'll be active by the time you see the show, but it'll be reactive shortly after.
Yeah, it was active if you didn't catch it. So you're going to see a pop-up store every couple months. We're going to do this.
Okay.
It's Nike gear, I think, for the most part. Wasn't it all Nike gear?
I think because that's what all of our players and coaches are wearing. So I think so, yeah.
So it's going to pop up. That's the only place you can get that particular gear. So I did order some. I will have some on at some point on this show. But take advantage of it. It's stuff that we are not going to carry in our merch stand or on our website. So by all means, get out there and have a look.
Yeah.
When it pops up.
Yep.
Okay. Dead silence.
No, go movie land or stay Blizzard land.
What else do you want to talk about in Blizzard land?
I don't know. I mean,
we were out for a kite event over the weekend.
Yeah, and so shout out Blizz and Bling, and I think they watched the show, and Nap for doing that one because Selena and crew was in Sioux Falls, and great job I had passed on your mascot rules to him, so they did a great job rotating in and out in the heat. And from what I heard from Nap, because he shot me a recap text, it went really well. So
yeah. Blizz was at replay.
Oh yes, yep.
And I said, "Hey, Nap, do you know about the protocols for Blizz and Bling?" And all of a sudden I hear, "Wait, what? What's the protocol?" And Nap was like, "No, I haven't. What is it?" So anyway, I knew he knew the protocol, but it was cute to have our Blizz person come out, and that's really neat.
That's neat that we have a pair of them that you'll see the twins in the community more now too, because we actually have a really good 3 set of mascots.
Are they twins or are they twins?
Blizz and Bling are twins.
Are
right?
they twins or are they just brother and sister?
I thought they were twins because I was always like, they can't appear without the other one in the community. They're a pair. I've never let them solo.
Oh,
appearance.
Yeah, they don't solo.
Okay.
They don't solo.
And I thought that was because they were twins.
And it's not a bunny.
It's not a bunny.
That's a ponytail.
It's not a bunny missing one ear. It is a ponytail.
Ponytail.
Yep.
Anyway, cool.
Other than that, no, just keep track of all the stuff we're out. We're not going away. We're still in the community while we hit the away game stretch here. There'll be some stuff throughout the summer, and we'll start working on 2024. So I'm already working on 2024 stuff. I'm in corporate partner land working on that. And
yeah, the guys don't go home until the end of July, like that third week.
Should there not be a playoff run, it is the week of
17th.
17th. Yes, that is correct. Yep.
So they'd
playoff run. Yep.
Yeah, they'd be gone that week.
Yep.
End of that week. So.
Yeah. That's what I got in Blizz World.
Okay.
Movie Land.
Let's go there.
Wah, wah, wah. We don't often give a 14 thumbs down on the show, but
well,
I would like to.
You go ahead. You give yours, and then I'll give mine. So we went to see Flash, which is a show that I love and endeared in me on the WB. So that's where I watched all 6 seasons, I think it was, of it. Might be 5. And I loved the character, or I loved the actor that played Barry. Just great cast all the way around. Go ahead. Now you go.
We shared on this episode before, they're so far behind Marvel. And Marvel's not hitting home runs right now either, right? I think we're going to have a couple big movies coming from them, but like, I was just the multiverse, and like, I just, as a movie, forget the fact that it was DC and the Flash. It was like terrible CGI work, and it felt rushed and just.
It was meh.
Yeah, you were like, what did you think? And I'm like, I think I hated it. Like, I think that's what I said when we were walking out. Like, we've seen, the movie count has to be over 50 in the 9 years I've been doing this
gosh.
for you.
Yeah.
It is in the bottom 5 of that 50 easily by like a long shot of bad movies that was, I'm not going to wreck it. You want to go see it as a DC fan? It was meh.
So I'm going to give a not as negative review.
Okay, all right.
So there were things in there that were kind of endearing, that were kind of cool. I loved seeing Michael Keaton again. So
that's
to me,
spoiler alert. He's in every trailer out there.
Right.
So, yeah.
But seeing him in the mask and that chin and that voice, and then what he's turned into in this multiverse, because you're like, wait a minute, could that be? And then you're like, oh yeah, it's him.
Yeah.
So that was cool to see him again.
Yes.
To see the shout outs to all the other Batmans, also pretty cool. And the way that it ends and who it ends with is kind of like, that's funny. So there are endearing points like that.
Yep.
The problem that I had, and the more that I thought about it, and it's hard for actors when you play a particular role that you're really, really good at, you get typecast in those types of roles.
Yeah.
So the actor that's playing Flash is the guy that played Prudence in Fantastic Beasts. And he was fabulous in that as the brooding guy. You know, he had a rough upbringing, all sorts of stuff. He played that role really well. So whenever I saw him, because he's kind of a brooder loner on this, in this movie too, at least it starts out that way. And then they try to bring this counterpart to him from the multiverse, which is just he's like so anti that it was like a little overboard. And I get it. It's the what could have been if you don't lose your parents. The difference between if you don't lose your parents and you lose your parents. I get that. And I'm not spoiling anything for you because, again, trailers show he's going back to save his mother. But I agree with Ryan. The CGI was... it just was bad.
I had said to Kathy when we walked out, I haven't seen anything that bad. And again, Matrix was groundbreaking. But the second Matrix, when they tried to do stuff that technology wasn't ready for... and it
was better than this.
You could tell it was CG, not like the stuff we have now. It was really bad.
Yeah. And then there was just this one scene where a building's falling apart with a bunch of babies, and it was kind of like...
Yeah. Like, seriously? What is that?
Yeah.
I think the other thing, too, like, it sucks the way that James Gunn has now taken over DC, and you know that. So this movie doesn't matter in the extended DC universe, nor does Aquaman. Unfortunately, it hasn't even released yet. Like, they don't matter because they're rebooting the entire thing. So that story literally was going to end regardless. They couldn't even post-credit scene it because they won't be connected once he takes over.
See, but what I don't get is they could have put that all to rest really nice with that Justice League. Because he's coming out with potentially new characters.
Yeah, he's rebooting it all.
Even though he's doing a reboot, let what existed just go off into the sunset. You know, don't. I don't know. I agree. I think it was rushed, and you see Aquaman at the end, and it's kind of like, oh, that's fabulous. Yeah. And then when I looked at him, all I could think about was Fast 10, thinking,
Fast 10, where he's
kind of flamboyant. Here he is again. But anyway. If you do like The Flash, go see it. But I think you'll probably agree with us. If you don't, by all means, let us know because we'd love to hear your take on it if it was very, very different from us. When I told Kate what we thought of it, she's like, "Oh, now I got to go see it." But she really likes...
your opinion doesn't matter, Mom.
Well, yeah. No, because if I would have said I loved it, she would have been like, "Well, I liked the Barry that was on WB better anyway."
Yeah.
So. Anyway,
and again, we love movies a ton, so it was still
fun to go.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but. Yeah. And this week, one of my favorite all time. He's on my top 3 list of
India's
if he comes into town. There I am. Harrison Ford.
Yep. In
Indiana Jones, his farewell performance. He says.
Yes.
So. I cannot wait to see it. I know there's got to be CGI in there because I know there is.
Do those stunts anymore. So.
Well, that's just it. Not only that, but they do take excerpts from the other movies.
Yeah.
But some of it is stuff you wouldn't have seen on screen, so you know that it's CGI.
Right.
But it looks really good, so I cannot wait. Are we doing that Thursday?
To be determined.
Okay.
When do you leave for Tulsa?
Friday.
Oh, well, then there's a possibility.
Yeah, only Friday. I don't get into Tulsa until like 10:30 at night on Friday.
Okay.
So Thursday night's okay.
10-4. That's what I got.
Me too.
Should we hit him with it?
I guess so. Sorry if this wasn't much of an episode for you.
It was a good episode. What are you talking about?
Well,
you went over the tiebreakers, so
kinda.
We just went a movie like.
It went. All right. Yeah. So next week we won't have an episode.
Correct.
So it'll be the 4th of July. So we want you to go enjoy your fireworks, do all that good stuff. 4th of July is on Tuesday. There won't be a Blizzness on Wednesday.
We want Creative Edge to enjoy their 4th as well versus trying to chime in for a Zoom with us.
Figure something out.
Yep.
That would be me somewhere, you somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway.
Lighting some stuff on fire. So.
Stuff that's meant to be set on fire.
Fireworks.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Please clarify.
Got it. That's on video evidence. So, should we hit him with it?
Let's hit him with it.
Go Blizz. Don't forget to like, follow,
subscribe,
share,
and ring that notification bell to get all of our content in your inbox.